What's going on, y'all? This is Ryan Smith, aka Ryan the Scavenger, and I want to go over a little bit of a history lesson for you. There are a lot of people on Nebraska License Plate Collectors Facebook group that are not license plate collectors per se, but they are car collectors. And so we get this question quite often, and I want to go over today about stamps that are stamped or embossed onto a license plate. And people that aren't license plate collectors don't understand what year they should be putting on their car. So today we are going to dive in to the 1972 base only and go over that and explain that in a little bit more of detail. So check this out. All right, this is my entire complete Nebraska run, going down to modern day plates. It starts over here. I just was hanging this up because I just got the 1915 at the plate meet the other day. So I have a complete run here. Also, this is a cool photo called The History of Nebraska Plates over here. And that has them all there too. But hey guys, I wanted to talk about the 1972 run because I had a guy that wasn't a license plate collector, but he wants a 1973 plate for his car. And he's really confused about it because in 1972 it ran for 4 years, and it had a stamp over here that was in the right-hand corner there. You see this 1972 there. There's the 1972. Then here's the 1972 as well, but you see it's got the 1973 sticker. So if you wanted a 1973 plate for Nebraska, this guy is what you would need. And then as you can see, if you wanted a 1974, you'd have that one with the 1974 stamp. And then here is 1975 with a 1975 stamp over there. So yeah, that's what you need, guys. That's kind of what I wanted to talk about. There's a lot of other examples of this throughout Nebraska license plates. But again, today we're talking about the 1972 base. So again, and to recap, if you want a 1973 plate, you're going to want this base right here with the 72 stamp embossed in the right-hand corner. And you're going to want to find yourself one with a 1973 sticker. So there you go, folks. I hope that explains it a little better. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to collectors. So in summary, folks, I realize that there are a ton of people on the Nebraska Plate Collectors group who are not plate collectors, but specifically car collectors. So my good buddy, Greg Bridge, he inspired me today to make this video. He is a car collector. You should check out his car collection if you ever come to Kearney. Sweet collection he's got. So again, reach out to some of these people who are plate collectors. You know, myself, I've been collecting since 2003, 22 years now. We got Tom Dinkaki on the page here. He's been collecting forever. Ralph Krause, Eugene Kremlisek, how did I forget him? The Nebraska godfather of license plate collectors. Wayne Greel. I could go on and on and on. Check out the photo section and click on contact cards in the Facebook group, and you will see contact information for all these people with their business cards. And again, most of them are members of the Automobile License Plate Collectors Association. And I would be remiss to say, check out their card. Most of them have their card. I'll link mine right up here. You can look at it and check them out, you know. And also consider joining the group, Automobile License Plate Collectors Association. I'm sure they would love to have you if you're into license plate collecting. So check it out. Again, years and years of knowledge in the license plate collecting hobby that have all sorts of information and knowledge and about history. And most of them have all of these plates. So reach out to them, ask them questions, pick their brains. They'll tell you anything that you need to know about license plates. All right, folks, I realized something else after I made that last little section there. This is the Nebraska DMV website, and I wanted to talk to you about the other little thing that you kind of got to do if you want historical or vintage plates. Here's from the DMV website. It says vehicles with a model year 30 years or old or older may be plated with either historical plates or vintage plates. So historical plates are going to be that guy right there. It's just the old plain Jane white plate that says, historical on it. And that is an option if you want to do that. And, because it is a lot of work to try and run down an old vintage plate. But if you do want a vintage plate, that's kind of what I was referring to back there. As it says here, included with the designation historical is the vintage year plate. Vintage year plates are historical plates that were issued by the state of Nebraska in the year corresponding to the model year of the historical vehicle. License plates that can be used as vintage plates are restricted to the following types of plates. You can only use passenger, farm, commercial, or motorcycle. If you're using a vintage year plate, only one plate is required. That's a big one. It must be displayed on the rear of the vehicle. Vintage year plates must be submitted along with the application. Sorry about that. To the Department of Motor Vehicles for inspection and approval. Vintage year plates that have been restored to their original condition may be used provided the original colors of the plate when it was first issued are used in the restoration. For a description of past Nebraska license plates, please refer to Nebraska License Plate Gallery when submitting a vintage year plate for approval. Please include postage paid pre-addressed envelope in a 6x12 and 12.5 return envelope. A vehicle licensed with a vintage license plate may only be used for test drives, parades, and hobby-related activities. Vehicles registered with vintage license plates may not be used for normal transportation to and from work, driven on a daily basis, or used for hire. You will complete the application for historical license plates to register your vehicle with vintage plates. So there you go, folks. That's kind of what I was talking about there. And this is kind of the process that you have to go through if you want to get a vintage plate. So check that out, and best of luck. And again, like I said, reach out to any of us collectors here on Nebraska Plate Collectors, and we're glad to help you out. And then again, good luck with the DMV process. I hope that helps. The application doesn't really talk about what happens after you are done. They will give you a sticker that you will affix to your vintage plate, and yeah, that will be the completed step in the process. Here's an example from the collection of Eugene Kremlisek on a 1950, what that will look like. I hope you all found something valuable out of this, and you all have a great day, and as always, keep on scavenging.